guys, this is Heidi with Kiddo's Corral, and today I'm going to show you guys my version of the Starbucks cake pop. I actually have made these several times, and people tell me all the time that they taste identical. So the very first thing that I buy is one of these dollar foam things that I can stick the pops down inside of while they cool. You know, like after I dip them in the chocolate, I stick them down in here so that they can set up. Otherwise, I find that if you lay the cake pops down on something instead of setting them up, it squishes the pop and it's not symmetrically round, and it gives it kind of a funky appearance. And this way it kind of makes them smoother and rounder, and they just seem to look to me like, you know, the original Starbucks cake, you know, the original Starbucks cake pop. There we go, I'll get the words out. So at Walmart, I just picked up some of these sticks. You can buy them really, really long. You can get them in different colors. These are just the simple white ones. A package of these cost, I don't know, like $1.50, I think. So I use the almond bark in the chocolate. You can also use the white chocolate, the white almond bark, and I think it is just as wonderful as well. Then I buy these marshmallow bits. And if you've ever had a cake pop from there, you will see that they cover theirs with a few of the marshmallow bits. If you're not familiar what they're from, they're just like little tiny marshmallows. I don't know if you guys can see that in the container or not. Right there they are. People buy these to put extra marshmallows in their hot chocolates. So this was probably the most costly item, but if you don't like marshmallow bits, you can honestly cover your cake pop with anything you like. Coconut, crushed nuts, leave them plain. You know, you can do whatever you want to do. I buy a thing of chocolate frosting, and I'll show you what you do with that later. And then I'm using just a white cake mix. This is a cheap, a very inexpensive cake mix from Aldi that I purchased. And the very first thing that I'm going to do is just, you know, follow the package directions on the back, and I'm going to mix up the cake, and I'm going to pour it into a 9x13 and bake it just like the directions until it's completely done, and then I'm going to let it cool completely. Okay, and as you can see here, my cake is baked all the way through, and it is kind of sticky to the touch. You can see it stick to my hand. I have clean hands, by the way. Make sure your hands are clean. And then you want to get a nice sized bowl, and the next thing that you want to do is you want to just break up your cake in your bowl. Okay, once your cake is completely broke up and crumbled just like I did here, you want to get your, and I just put it up here, you want to get your cake frosting. Basically what we want to do is we want to use this here cake frosting, and we're not going to use the entire thing of this. We just want enough so that it acts as a glue to hold our cake pop cake together. So I always start with like 2 big spoonfuls, and that usually moistens it enough for it to work. And it takes a little bit of time, but basically you just want to work this in to your cake, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but it is worth it, because you know you're going to have something that kind of acts as the glue in your cake pop. So you just want to take, I use a metal spoon. I feel like I have a little bit more control over, you know, adding it to the... Okay, this is what your cake pop mixture will look like. And I ended up adding a half of a large spoon full of the frosting. You want to just make sure whenever you test it, and let me fix my place over here. I'm just going to use this here that I use when I make cupcakes and things. You guys see this so often in my recipe thing. So I just scoop it up inside there, and then in my hand I just pat it or roll it into a ball, and then I place it onto on my wax paper over here. I know you guys can't see that. There we go. There it is. I'm trying to work around the camera here so you guys can see. And you can make these bigger than this, but I kind of think that they look more like a cake pop that you would get from Starbucks if they are uniform in shape. Now, if you will continue to roll these out and you get to the bottom of your pan and you notice that it's dry, just add a little bit more of the frosting. Just make sure that you stir it in thoroughly so that it's all well blended and covered. Okay, I just wanted to quickly show you guys what this looked like all rolled out. And now I'm going to stick this pan into the freezer for 15 or 20 minutes. Okay, it has been 20 minutes and I just went and watched a Netflix show while these sat in the freezer. Hey guys, I'm back and this is my chocolate. I only did one little square because I think that's all I'm going to need. But basically what you want to do is you want to take your cake pop stick, and you want to get it coated really well into the chocolate, because if you don't do this, somebody's going to bite into the cake pop and it's going to fall off the stick and it's not going to be, it's not going to be worth eating. So then you want to insert the stick with the chocolate on it, and then once you get all your sticks inserted into all of the cake pops with the chocolate, then you want to place these back into the refrigerator or the freezer for another 15 minutes or until your chocolate sets up. This is what they look like before I put them in the freezer. And let me tell you, don't leave this step out, because I actually made them one time and I did not do this, and it's very vital to making a proper cake pop. Okay, I am about to put some more chocolate in the microwave to finish off my cake pops, but I just wanted to show that I add a couple dollops, just small dollops. They look larger on camera, but just a couple dollops of shortening, and I just used a generic shortening like this. It lets your chocolate go a lot further, but not only that, but it makes it glossier. And I'm gonna get my hustle on so that my cake pops stay frozen, firm, and my chocolate doesn't harden. So I've got my chocolate here. I've also got my little tiny marshmallows, and you can get a better look and sense of what they look like. And I'm going to dip it into the chocolate. I'm going to make sure that it gets thoroughly covered, and you want to let the excess drip off, just like so. Make sure it's all off, and then you want to put your marshmallows on, and you can put as many as you want. If they don't stick, they will. And then I press it into this here to hold it up, just like that. Let's see if you guys can even see that. Yeah, I think you can. Here we go. And that is what it looks like. I'm going to show you one more, and then I'm going to get to work. I'm just going to roll it into the chocolate. I'm going to let the excess drip off. And if you don't want to do marshmallows, you can do coconut. You can leave them plain. You can do white chocolate. I mean, these are however you would like them to be. But the marshmallows just make them look so cute. And then I just stick it in here. And I'm going to continue doing this until they are all done. And then I'm going to pop the ring into the refrigerator and let them sit up until they are nice and firm. And then I'll show you what they look like when we are done. Okay guys, this is kind of a funny picture right here, but my cake pops are done and they're all good and set. And at this point you can wrap them individually, but I am going to wrap these up. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video, and I will be talking to you guys again soon. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this recipe, give me a thumbs up. I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.